Welcome to the Real P&L Trading Show, where I share my real P&L on 3 accounts and share my proprietary Safe Wheel trade for free. And you just got to watch me trade it. You'll learn it for free. You can also get the fast track to the Safe Wheel if you want to learn it faster. I also have a course with everything you need in there. You guys hit the comments section. Let me know that you can hear me okay. I want to make sure that my audio and everything is working. Also, post any questions you might have about any questions about options, about the Safe Wheel, anything like that. You post the questions now, it'd be better, because sometimes I get towards the end of the broadcast and I don't get to your questions. Will says you hear me. Okay, great. I appreciate that, Will. All right, so let's talk about the Earnings Edge. Here is my Earnings Edge account. Let's see what the net lick is. 99.38. I traded Microsoft. Let's show that on the spreadsheet here. So with Microsoft last week with the Earnings Edge, made $240. I'm got 28 wins, 20 losses, and 8 break evens since my update with the Earnings Edge. Average win 714, average loss 579. And what was my net lick? It was 99.38. So let's plug that in. 99.38. And what is the SPY trading at? 545.70. 545.7. Okay, so it gives us an idea of what's going on here with the Earnings Edge. You can see how it performed in 2022, vastly outperformed. A little underperformance here in 2023, and in 2024 underperforming here. I had last week took a loss on Microsoft, so that kind of brought it down. So when you look at the Earnings Edge total since 2022, up 98%, where the market since 2022 is up about 15%. So vastly outperforming, nominally a lot more risky than the S&P, but nominally outperforming. Okay, so that is the Earnings Edge. That's what happened last week. Microsoft for a $240 profit. All right, let's talk about the PL5 Pro. Right now I have one open trade. I just started this July 16th. What is today? July 29th. So this thing's 2 weeks old. Let's talk about what the P&L is in the account. You can see here, this is my account. I can't show the whole thing or it'll show my account number. But I'll refresh it here. 29,117. So let me plug that in here. 29,117. Started with $30,000 on that date. And let's see what the S&P is trading. 545.70. 545.7. Oh, whoops. Let me go back there. That's not where that goes. 545.7. Okay, so here, this is the number right here where the S&P, what the SPY was when I opened this trade and this account. When I started everything, SPY was trading at 563.28. And this PL5 Pro is specifically designed to outperform the S&P. So if the S&P goes down, it'll probably go down with it. And you can see here the PL5 Pro is down 2.94%, and the market, or the SPY, is down 3.12%. So it is slightly outperforming already in the first 2 weeks of action here. So you could see that it's specifically only designed to outperform the S&P, and that's what it so far that's what it's doing. And I anticipate that happening from now on and into the future, and that's what this account is designed to do. So you can see it's outperforming already just in a couple weeks. Okay, make sure you guys have any questions about that. Post the questions here in the chat, and let's talk about now the Safe Wheel. So I'm going to get into the Safe Wheel. Let's see here. If I go into the Safe Wheel account, Mm, yes. Okay, so what is that? 63.47. That will be 347. So there's your S&P number here. So you can see the safe wheel outperformed in 2022, outperformed by about 40%, underperformed in 23, and is underperforming here in 2024. But when you take the total up about 27%, where the S&P was about 14.989 since 2022. So it's still outperforming, and it has about half the drawdown. So better risk-adjusted returns, even if these returns were the same, this would be lower risk. So it's doing really well. Let's see if we can do okay. Yeah, so I'm coming in, I look at my safe wheel position. I'm trading JD. Maybe trading at $26.41. And I own 100 shares. And now, so first thing I know is I own 100 shares, right? So I'm going to try to buy the purple call. But then also now I want to check my hedge. So I've got a hedge here. I've got the 3 long puts at the 21 strike in December of 2024. Those have 144 days until they expire. So I asked myself 3 questions. Number 1 question, do I own 200 shares? No. Okay, so I don't do anything about that. Number 2 question, is this under 100 days? No, so I don't do anything about that. And number 3, is this $21 strike within 70% of 2643? So that comes down to a calculation. 21 divided by 26.44, and it's within 79%, which is good. If it was below 70, I would have to move it closer, but it's close enough to protect me. Okay, so my hedges, this is one hedge. Now my other hedge I put on every Friday. I pay $4 or $5 or $6 for it. It's a long call. It's strictly there to protect my long put here. So it's like a hedge for a hedge. Okay, so I've got that. That's fine. So my hedges look good, and I own 100 shares. Now I'm going to look at doing the traditional wheel, and I want to sell a covered call, and my basis, my cost, or my assignment price was $26.50. So I want to sell something at $26.50 or higher in the near, and I want to get at least $26 for it. So I'm going to go into the near that expires at the end of the week. I'm going to look at my calls. These are puts over here. Calls here at $26.50. I can sell a call. At $27, I can sell a call. So typically what I like to do is see where can I sell a call out of the money and get at least $26 for it, or $27. And where I can do that is the $27 strike. I can't do it at the $27.50. See, there's not enough premium. It's not worth more than $27 or 27 cents. This one is. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to do one. Let's see, mid price 29. So I'm going to sell one covered call at the 27. Okay. And that filled right away. So I collected $29. Now the sizing, let's go over that for a minute. If I have between $5,000 and $10,000, I currently have around 6,300, 6,400. Now, so between $5,000 and $10,000, I'll buy 3 put hedges, and I will run 1 wheel contract, 3-to-1 ratio. If I had between $5,000 and $10,000, I'd do 6 and 2. If I had $15,000 to $20,000, I would do 9 and 3. So it's sized up. So the sizing. So that's why I just did 1 contract. I sold a covered call right here. I could get called away at $27. I would make money if that happened. And I'm just collecting premium. The goal and the way the system works is every week I'm collecting premium. That's the goal. That's what that's the edge in options. One of the edges is the ability to collect premium. Okay, so now that I've gone through that, let me get to see if there's any questions or go through the comments here. Here's me, Kevin. Good morning from Lakeland. Shovel said he was first, but he was actually third. Avery says Tesla took the loss, not MATT. Oh, did I say Microsoft? So Microsoft, I made money, and then Tesla last week was the loser. I'm not going to trade Tesla anymore. It doesn't really act like a normal stock going into earnings. So Tesla is going to be taken off the list for the earnings edge. Shovel says, do the earnings edge on coin. I'll take a look at all of the earnings edge possibilities later this morning. Will, was the money made on Microsoft with EE done with a $5,000 size account or $10,000 size account? Will, the account was worth about $10,000 when I put on the Microsoft trade, but I used about $5,000 in buying power. So I didn't use the whole account to make that money, if that makes sense. Let's explore. Once the EE and SafeWheel account size hits 10,000, will you diversify into multiple stocks or just add more positions to the weekly pick? I'll just add more positions. I want to keep things simple. These are demonstration accounts. There's probably better ways to diversify a little better. And if you diversify a little better, you could do better. But I'm going to just stick with one stock. Wow, okay. I guess I'm having some sound issues. The sound is kind of flaky. Sounds like I'm underwater. Does it still sound like that? Okay. Let's see here. It fixed. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Sounds better. Okay, thanks, Peter. All right. Shovel says, this week, high volatility is expected. All kinds of earnings. Yes, I look forward to that. There was a lot of earnings stuff, but typically with the earnings edge, I'll look at what's happening next week in earnings. So I've already looked at what's happening this week. Microsoft will be reporting this week. That's why I traded it last week. And some guy says, I got out of Microsoft too early. Yep. Yeah. I just got out based on my exit rules. Actually, I didn't create those exit rules. They were created within the community. I can't remember who, off the top of my head, who created the exit rules that I now abide by. But the community is fantastic. Those guys are doing better than I am. I'm pretty strict and strict, you kind of just go with one underlying. These guys are diversifying. They're coming up with new, like somebody came up with a better way to exit that I feel like is a better way. And I use their way to exit. Some guy, not great earnings for EE, to be fair. Have to dig. Okay, so next week, probably not as good as last week or the week before. So we'll be looking at, I'll be looking at the possibilities for earnings edge coming up here. Okay, I don't see any more questions or comments here. So I'm going to go ahead and say what I like to say. If the P&L is not real, what else are they trying to conceal? I'll be back next week, and I appreciate you guys.